YouTube, what the crap's going on? I'm back with another Rome 2 replay. This time it is going to be Getae versus Rome. And I think I see 6 Evocati cohort. I believe those are Evocati cohort. 2 Hastati, a few Vigiles, some Syrian archers. And let's see what the Getae, a massive underdog in terms of performance, can do. Now, a couple of key units that could play a big role. Noble swords have very powerful charge and very solid weapon damage. They can sometimes beat the Roman infantry one-on-one. In a grind-out type fight where there's not good charges, Evocati cohort will take that one home. I see falxmen here, and Johan is the one who sent this, and he was saying that falxmen, if they're supported right, get a lot of kills with their charge, and he finds them to be more useful than axes because he feels like axes don't usually get a good solid payback. Let's see the Roman packing 5 sucky Equites in the back, and indeed a line of 6 Evocati. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sure enough. And then the 2 Hastati are mixed in with the Vigiles up front, Legatus in the back. As for the Getae army, front line looks like spear warriors, so not going with the cheapest spears. And then he's got a couple of spear horsemen. And the spear warriors are going to provide cavalry counter tactics, I think. No. Okay, so they're just slightly better. They're not quite as crappy as a standard meat shield. Interesting positioning with the falxman. He may be hoping to hold for a moment with spears and cycle charge, which a lot of people don't typically do with infantry. They usually like to engage their infantry and leave it. But let's see what happens as the Getae approach this Roman army here. This Roman army, so what makes it so dangerous? Like I said, these Evocati cohort, if they don't get charged well, that 61 melee attack is brutal. And then pack that on top of 90 armor and 60 health, 65 morale. This is what makes Rome a good faction. Now, what can make Rome a beatable faction is that they're okay with cavalry. They're not fantastic, they're okay. And then their skirmish options are pretty expensive. Good, but expensive. So those are some of the holdbacks. So Rome is pretty much the king of a mosh pit type fight. If there's no charges and stuff like that. So Rome will definitely win grind out fights. They won't win a charge fight. Not versus like the Boii or Verni or some of the others. See here comes some sucky Equites. He's gonna charge right into these spear warriors, which is kind of an odd charge. It looks like maybe they were going for the spear horsemen here, so that's not gonna be a great charge for the sucky Equites. They're gonna pull away. Won't really take a lot of losses there, but kind of a wasted charge. Let's see, so Evocati cohort coming out to support. They're gonna get pinned down by this spear warrior. Spear warriors here coming in and pinning down meat shield. Kind of interesting that the Hastati are falling back and allowing the Evocati to come forward. Maybe hoping to use the Hastati later. Spear horsemen here being used to just kind of break up this big blob. Followed up with spears. Roman players just kind of piling in. Can't say I really blame the Roman player for just wanting to pile in here. It looks like all these units just kind of piling in, and then here comes the falxman looking to do some charge damage here. There's 2 units of them. This one got 45 kills on a charge, which is pretty impressive. Let's see if we have falxmen approaching over here too. Here comes the noble horsemen charging through their own men into the Romans, probably trying to stay away from the sucky Equites. And then here's falxmen. Let's see how well of a charge they can get through their own men. Like right here it just happened. Only 8 kills there, but that's 9 kills. That's against cavalry though. Here in the center, 19 kills. So a lot of damage going on, but the Roman also having some success here. Spear warriors falling apart in the center, and there's no more units there to back them up, so the Romans appear to be making a breakthrough here in the center. Some of this spear horsemen getting caught here by legionary cavalry. Legionary cav, I didn't know that was around. I was thinking it was all sucky Equites, apparently not. Cycle charging of the noble horseman has already picked them up 81 kills, which is impressive. Let's see, falxman going to cycle charge, 30 kills over there. This one's got 36 kills. Let's watch the cycle charge. It's cycle charging into Evocati cohort through its own men. Let's see if it gets any kills there. Certainly does. Picks up a very nice number of kills there on the charge, actually. Very nice number of kills. So that's an interesting tactic. Charging the falxman through the back of his own men to pretty solid effect there. So the noble swords are able to hold down the fight for a little while. And then the Falxman actually kind of coming MVP here versus the Evocati. Spear Horsemen actually winning a fight here. What's sad is that Spear Horsemen are even heavy melee cavalry, and Carthage doesn't have any heavy melee cavalry. It always makes me want to vomit. Look at this here. The Vigile is holding up in a square. The Evocati cohort's just getting swatted by the cycle charge of the Falxman, which is honestly pretty impressive. This Falxman here with 80 kills, you can't beat that with a stick for 300 talents or whatever those guys cost. See how this Falxman here is doing 42 kills. I mean, it's not bad numbers considering how cheap these units are. 60 kills over here. Spear Horsemen coming through. You can see here where the Evocati cohort, I mean, they may look like they're just getting battered, but look, 155 kills on that one. 86 kills on that Evocati cohort. Evocati cohort are not a slouch unit. 100 kills over here, even where they're getting beat. 87 kills. So, I mean, the Evocati cohort are very, very strong infantry. This Falxman needs to just charge this Vigile here. I guess it's going to try and ignore it. Try and get some rear charges. The Noble Swords are getting a ton of kills. Most of that probably was from the meat shield. Probably not all Evocati cohort. Legatu's coming through here. Sulky Equites is just kind of charging away back here. Let's see, some Sulky Equites being cut down here by the Noble Horseman. The Noble Horseman with a solid performance there. Falx trying to come in for a charge, but it's kind of an awkward angle. They're still trying to come in through their own men, but the angle's very, very awkward here. And it's not yielding near as many kills as it did earlier. But a surprising amount of Roman infantry destroyed, and the Syrian archers back here definitely taking a little bit of a toll, but there's enough Getae cavalry that those guys should be dealt with. These Falxmen here are going to pick up a bunch more easy kills on this Vigiles, which has no business fighting a Falxman. They are meat shield only. Keeping your Romans from being charged by barbarian swords is about the only thing that Vigiles can do. Spear Warrior is going to charge into these auxiliary Syrian archers. That'll be a nice engagement. Those Syrian archers, okay-ish in combat with their armor, but probably not good enough to beat a Spear Warrior. Noble Swords here got battle rhythm. Interesting. Evocati cohort here racking up 170 kills before it goes down to a combination of infantry. And the last Evocati cohort over here, 147 kills before it goes down. So very nicely played there. I mean, just took a line of Evocati cohort head on. And honestly, that Falx idea was pretty MVP. I think that's what carried this. Getting 114 kills, 80 there. So that's, let's see, that puts these guys at almost 200, close to 250. Yeah, 350, almost 400 kills from his Falxman. Not quite. I mean, it was probably like 370 kills or so roughly with his Falxman, which is a pretty impressive tally. Pretty impressive indeed. So, yeah, that's pretty nice. And then he got a nice performance out of all of his Noble Swords, too, which he needs. These guys are a heavy investment. And then a decent investment into the Noble Horsemen here also. So, I like this. This is a good army. And look at this. The Evocati cohort, even in defeat, look at the number of kills these guys picked up. So those of you who might be saying, well, Evocati cohort clearly aren't that good if they're getting beat by Falxmen. Yeah. Look at the number of kills on these guys. Now, granted, some of it may have been these meat shields, but that's still a lot of kills for a unit that loses. So, yeah. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this one. It's an interesting game. Interesting to see Getae played that way with the Falxman there. A lot of people rely on the axe units, it seems like. They cost more, and it seems like indeed it was a better idea just to do the cycle charges through his own infantry, and then he used a heavy meat shield instead of the Levy Freeman, using the Spear Warriors. That's what it looks like. I don't think there's Levy Freeman available to the Getae, actually. Let's remind myself. Man, it's been a long time. Really? It's sitting on the Getae? What are the chances? Yeah, they just have spears and then Spear Warriors, so slightly more costly, but let's see what the differences are here. Spear Warriors, just a more solid overall unit, better morale, better health, better armor. Armor can make a big difference. Yeah, so I mean, just a more solid unit all around, a little bit better charge bonus. So slightly more costly, but apparently, wow, that's weird how that doesn't make the unit disappear. I'm so used to Warhammer. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed that one. Appreciate Johan sending it in. There'll be more Rome 2 action, but I had forgotten to post this Thursday when I'm supposed to be doing kind of some of my variety day, and so I wanted to get this up there. Hope you all enjoyed. Appreciate you being here. HeirofCarthage signing out for now.